But yet again, I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again. This is a Cardinal team that is 15-6 at home and 8-13 on the road. I'm sorry. When 9 of those games, like you're playing 9 games, you're winning 9 of your last 10. When 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are at home, and 3 of those 5 are against the last place team in the Central, I'm sorry, I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed with that. And then, oh, by the way, oh, yeah, you won 3 on the road. Oh, Ricky, I thought they were bad on the road. You beat the Nationals. What, do you want a World Series trophy for that? 6 of those games were against the Pirates and the Nationals. Woo! Congratulations. You know what? We're going to make a trophy because the Cardinals beat the Pirates and the Nationals. They swept both of them. Deserve a trophy. Absolute trophy. Congratulations, St. Louis. You're the pride of baseball. Get the fuck out of here.
This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
What's up, and welcome into another episode of The Wrecking Crew right here on MVP Sports. My name is Ricky Widmer, and I'm joined as always with my battery mate, Tim Shaw. Tim, they could keep us down, but not for long. We're here. They could stop us.
They tried.
But they can't keep us down.
They tried. They tried to cut my internet. They tried to kill your computer. I heard they poured some water down the back of it. But guess who's back?
Gives a new meaning to the phrase liquid cooling. Pouring water down,
absolutely
down the back of it.
That's smarter than I gave it credit for. That's funnier than I gave it credit for.
That was a good bit there. That was a good bit.
Just like the Cubbies in the 8th, when you're down 5 runs, we come scoring back.
We're coming raring back. We've missed a couple weeks. We've missed a couple weeks on you guys, but we're back, raring to go. As you guys kind of see right here, you can see a little bit of it down here in the corner. You can see a little bit of up here back at the top. I got I got the new computer raring to go, Tim. Mm-hmm. She's all set up. Mm-hmm. She's a beaut. It's not sponsored,
paid
but
for with Patreon money. Thank you, guys.
Not paid for by Patreon money. Paid for by my job money. I will say not sponsored, but so far, Tim, I'm loving the Starforge computer. So if you guys are looking for one, I like it so far. Not sponsored though. So if Asmongold wants to sponsor us, that's okay. I don't even know if he does anything with Starforge anymore. But Tim, we're here to do what we do, talk about our Cubbies. And before we get into everything, let me go ahead and start by saying that if you're looking for one of the best communities in the universe, you're going to want to go and check out the MVP Discord. That link is down below in the description. You'll also want to go ahead and check out our Patreon page where you can support us for making these podcasts. If you want to support us and get something back, I'm going to be revamping that page. It's going to be like the 5th time that changes, but we will have the Patreon up and going fully with the new MVP that we have going forward. And then last but not least, hit that sub button, that like button, everything that you do here on YouTube to make sure that we see or are seen by a lot of people. And let us know what you guys think down below. We love seeing what our fans and what Cub fans
likes, shares, subscribes.
Agree with us, disagree with us. We're here for the conversation, right, Tim?
Please disagree with us. Please.
please disagree with me. But Tim, we're going to start today off.
Interaction is what we're looking for. Call us jerks.
We're going to start off today with a topic that all started because I was perusing Instagram, and it might have been Twitter, but I think it was Instagram. And I saw FanDuel.
Great place for news.
FanDuel was like, oh, you know, like when they put up the graphic of like this team and this team make a trade, who says no? Like thinking that.
Yeah, they're usually so irritatingly stupid.
So here was the irritatingly stupid trade.
Wait, I was going to guess that this one was different.
No, this one was not different. So basically, they did a trade between the Cubs and the Red Sox. The Cubs would receive third baseman Rafael Devers, who is disgruntled with Boston, and then left-handed pitcher Sean Newcomb. The Cubs would be giving up to Boston third baseman Matt Shaw, catcher and first baseman Moises Ballesteros, right-handed pitcher Nazir Moulay, and then infielder, our current third baseman, well, some days, John Birdie. So we'd be giving up Shaw, Ballesteros, Moulay, Birdie for Devers and Newcomb. Tim, I am not lying. When I still look at I'm looking at the replies right here. The first thing I said was, no, that's going to be a no for me, dog. I look at the comments, Cub fans, Red Sox fans, every fan of both teams like, yeah, nah, we're good. We're completely good. Cubs are like, wait, we got to give up all that just for Devers. Red Sox fans like, nah, we're done giving up generational talent for minor leaguers and setting our team back and looking forward into the future. However, this is the question I have you. This all sets up a question, right? And it's not going to be the question of like, oh, should the Cubs trade for Rafael Devers? No, that to me is baseline thinking. We got to go a step further. Tim, I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to let you talk. We'll start the discussion. If the Cubs want to win the World Series this year, because that's the goal. If we want to win the World Series this year, do we need to make a move for a third baseman?
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
I think there is a guy on this team, or a couple of guys in platoon mode that could, even though they would be representing our weaker side of the lineup or the hot corner, in just terms of inconsistency and lack of confidence, I think there is a path to the World Series with still platooning between Nicky Lopez and John Birdie.
Okay.
Yeah. Would I like to see an upgrade at the position? Of course. But like you said, that if that's the type of package we have to give up, you take Moises out of that trade. I mean, I think a lot of us go, yeah, we'll do that. I don't think everybody's as stoked on Matt Shaw as they were at the beginning of the year. I'm certainly not. I still think he needs some time, but if we're going all
in, you're saying,
yeah, Devers is definitely an upgrade for probably the next year and a half or 2 years. Until if we kept everybody in our system, we just somehow magically got Devers.
Yeah,
he still has a better WAR than anybody we got in that position for probably the next 2 years.
So I'm gonna be completely honest. Do we need to get a third baseman specifically, Tim? I'm going to play devil's advocate to my own point. No, we may not be able to get, we don't have to get a third baseman to win the World Series. However, I will say this. It would behoove us to get a third baseman if we want to win the World Series. And here's the main point that I'm coming from with this, Tim, is if you look at the 2016 Cubs. First off, you can't compare the 2 years, mainly because the off seasons were a little bit different. This off season, our big move was getting Kyle Tucker. Back then, the offense was, the off season moves were, we got John Lackey. We traded for Adam Warren. We're picking up guys that are just they'll fit in pieces. Let's fit them in. We signed a Dexter Fowler, per se. We're picking up these little pieces. Jason Hayward. Let's sign him, bring him in. There was no mega free agent signing like this year with Kyle Tucker. However, what we did in 2016, is we did make moves that helped us.
Mid-season.
Because I'm going to be honest, third base is not the only hole we need. In my opinion, number one, we need to add a starter, especially if Javier Assad's going to keep having setbacks, because he was scheduled to come in, had the setback, basically has to start his rehab all over again, which was not music to my ears, Tim. If that keeps happening, and I'm not blaming Assad for that, but if that keeps happening, we're going to need another starting pitching arm. We're going to need some bullpen help. And then, to me, I do think we're going to need to add a better third. We can't platoon at third base if winning the World Series is really what we want to do. Because you're right, Matt Shaw didn't really work out. I'm not saying like throw him out with the bathwater. Just he's a minor leaguer. Let him get that confidence in the minor league. And then call him back up. But in 2016, we did make two moves that did help us win the World Series, in my opinion. Number one was we traded Paul Blackburn and Daniel Vogelbach to the Mariners that ultimately got us Mike Montgomery. Was on the mound. Was on the mound for the clinching inning.
The final out.
And then we 5 days after that traded Rashad Crawford, Billy McKinney, Gleyber Torres, and Adam Warren to the Yankees for Aroldis Chapman, which really helped. Without Aroldis, we don't win the World Series that year.
No, I think you have one of the best phrases about that season. We sacrificed Gleyber Torres for that World Series championship.
I have always said the exact line is Gleyber Torres died for our World Series sins.
That's what it was. He died for the sins, yeah.
Because I hated giving him up. I freaked out when we gave him up because I loved Gleyber Torres. The problem was then we had no room for him. Second base was locked up. Like our infield was set basically at that time. Like maybe at the time second base was like the toss up, but Darwin Barney was like the future then. Where it was like, no, we can't have him play second base. Darwin Barney. Am I wrong with that?
No.
Or was it Horner?
It was Addison Russell.
No, he played because him and Baez switched off. And it was like we already had a log jam.
Darwin Barney was
Barney before 2016, and it was then Happ and Horner that were after. Because we had the log jam. I know we had the log jam.
Yeah, for sure. Because before Barney, it was also Castro. And there was for sure. I'm
looking it up.
The biggest difference between and I do like the comparison of like where we're at because our need for a trade this year is much more of a necessity than we needed last year. Last year was just to kind of push us over the edge. It's also obviously it's not a shock to say we're in totally different situations because in 2016 the Cubs had every starter was a young prospect, guys you can't really call what their career is going to be like and are way less likely to get rid of or upgrade their position at. This year, I can see anybody getting moved really, except for maybe Tucker and PCA.
Dude, can I take a second to gawk for a second? I looked up our 2016 prospects. Do you want to hear real quick who were our top prospects in 2016? You ready? You ready for this? So number one, this website has Gleyber Torres, who was 19 at the time. Then Ian Happ at 2, who was 21. Billy McKinney, who 21, he was in that trade for Aroldis Chapman. Wilson Contreras was 23 at the time. He was brought up right before that season, though. How about Carl Edwards Jr. was 24. Oscar De La Cruz was 20. How about Eloy Jimenez, who a year after this we'd trade for Jose Quintana? Oh, by the way, Dylan Cease was in our minors then as well.
Oh, good.
Oh, and by the way, former Cub would then become future Cub. Candelario was in our farm back then.
Brilliant.
Vogelbach, who we traded. God, we were stacked. Man, we were stacked. And here's the thing that I'm going to pull that to finally relate it to here. I know I looked at that Devers trade and said, no, I'm not giving away those prospects. Tim, we're going to have to give rid of some prospects if we want to bring a starting pitcher in. a closer in, a relief pitcher in, a third baseman in. So it's like, I guess the real question is, should the Cubs go all in on winning the World Series this year? Is it possible?
I just want to back up a little bit.
Go ahead.
I have kind of changed my tune on the bullpen.
Okay.
I think that is now maybe third or fourth in my team needs to upgrade part right now, because I'm actually been pretty satisfied with the guys that have been thrown out there.
Okay.
Palencia has been doing good. Keller's been doing good. Did they trade for Drew Pomeranz? Or did they pick him up on the free agency wire? I can't remember.
Waiver wire, I believe.
But he's been coming in, getting outs. He's in the game right now. He's about to close it out. I'm not as worried about them anymore. I think number one still for me is starting pitching.
No.
And we haven't had a chance to talk about this because the man's been trying to keep us down for the past 2 weeks.
You're right, by the way. We traded for Pomeranz.
Okay, cool. We lost Imanaga to the IL. I know he's coming back probably in 10 days, would you say?
He's still on the IL 15.
But like that's another like kidney punch. Like we lost Steele and then we lose Imanaga like down that. Hopefully it's not a lingering thing. It's just his leg, like we said about Steele last year too. But the boys have done better than their fair share of holding up the slack in the meantime. And I'm very happy about that. That gives me a lot of confidence in the starting rotation. It's not going to last. It never does.
Yeah.
But Colin Ray had a great start out tonight. I think he did about 6 2/3 before he get up a homer of no run baseball. So kudos to him. Do we go for the World Series this year? I think this is going to be a shitty answer, Rick. I think it's too early to tell.
Okay.
That might be a cop-out answer.
I'm going to be on the opposite. We could absolutely win the World Series this year if we went for it. To me in the NL, and I'm going to pull up my phone here because I can get the standings easier than looking on my computer. To me right now, and I know, it's only May. We're going to get people in the comment section, but it's only May. I get it, but we got to talk about
but what are we supposed to talk about in May?
Exactly.
Jerks.
To me, there are 4 contenders in the NL for the World Series right now. That could change, but to me, there's only 4. I like to play games. I'm going to let you guess them. Let's be honest. One of them is the Cubs. I'm going to just give you that one. It's the Cubs.
One of them's the Mets.
The Dodgers, the Mets. Who's the 4th? They're out west.
Is it the Giants?
No, the Padres.
You going Padres?
The only thing in my mind the Padres need to clean up is how they play on the road. If they figure that out, boom, they're right there. The Giants, the Giants, the Cardinals, who we'll talk about later, the Phillies, like these teams that are in second, third place right now. These are teams that I'm looking at. Cardinals, Phillies, Giants, to where it's like, it's May. You're playing hot right now. But let's see what you're doing in July, in August. Let's see if you're still in this position or if something had happened to you. It's like, get out of here.
Come on. This is ridiculous.
Like
your butthole right in my face.
Those are the teams where I'm like, okay, it's May.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Rick.
Go ahead.
Of those second place teams that you just mentioned, or a lot of those like fringe, maybe let's see how you play in July and August. Any of them become sellers?
Sellers.
And maybe anybody we could pick up some good players off of.
So the Cardinals, they're the only ones. Like the Phillies. The way I see that division going is, to me, I'll be completely honest, the Braves are an enigma to me this year. Because I thought the Braves would be a better team, and the Braves have just proven to me, and mainly this is through sports betting, but like the Braves, I learned it early on where I'm like, Braves should totally win this game. The Braves are the better team. And then I'm like, oh shit, maybe this Braves team isn't the same team that I saw the last few years. Maybe this is a middle of the pack Braves team. Like the East, I see it as Washington's going to be promising, but they'll be in the cellar. Miami's
They're not
totally
looking
in the
to sell
cellar.
either.
No, they're not. They've got their young team. They're going to be a team of the future.
You're saying the cellar like the basement.
Yeah, like 4th, 5th in the division.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I heard, like, I thought that was cellar buyer.
No. The cellar, like the cellar door.
In the cellar.
The Phillies I don't think will sell because the Phillies can be in it. They just have to figure out their pitching. Like if Aaron Nola decides to turn back the clock 2 or 3 years, I don't know what's up with him. He can't pitch right now. He's losing most games that he goes out there and pitches.
It's weird. And you want to think like maybe it's,
Zach Wheeler needs some fine tuning, but like that team is stacked.
It usually doesn't. Starting pitchers usually don't have that kind of a comeback later in the year.
Yes.
So that's what's going to be a bummer for that team.
I don't see the Padres being sellers or the Giants because the Giants are playing. To me, the Giants are playing with house money. No one expected them to be like 24-17 at this point. They've kind of cooled down a little bit. They were hotter like a month ago.
It's their last 10.
But like their last 10 is 5-5. 5-5 right now. The Cardinals to me are the ones that I think will not be able to keep it up. They will slow down. They are not the only thing saving them, and let me make sure that this is true before I just spit nonsense here.
They could be, a bad month away from tanking.
The Cardinals' saving grace right now is part of it is they just whomped on the Phillies their last series.
They sure did.
But also their saving grace
did.
Listen to this. The Cardinals 15-6 at home, 8-13 on the road.
You got to be able to win on the road.
You got to win on
that's impressive.
Like the reason why the Phillies I don't question is they're 13-7 at home, but they're 11-10 on the road. Like okay, they're gonna figure it out eventually. Where it's like
probably.
Even the Padres have kind of figured out the road thing. The Giants are 500 on the road. The Cubs are still one of the only teams in the MLB. I asked you this. I think the answer has not changed. I don't know if you remember me asking you this question. Out of the 6 division leaders right now, so you got Cubs, Mets, Dodgers, Yankees, Tigers, and Mariners. 3 of them have sub 10 losses on the road. Do you remember what 3 they were/are?
Nope.
Cubs are 1, 13-9.
Okay.
The Yankees are 10-9 on the road, and the Mariners are 10-8 on the road.
And they're playing tonight each other. The Mariners and Yankees are playing.
Mariners and Yankees. That I will say this, like the Athletics, they are an enigma only because they're 13-7 in major league ballparks, but then they're 8-13 in a minor league ballpark.
In the minor league
ballpark, they can't win at home.
That probably tells you something.
But it's interesting that you asked that question about sellers because there's one target for third base alone. There's one target that I'm seeing a lot of the websites. No, not him. He's playing center now.
Oh,
he's playing center for the Rays or right for the Rays.
Yeah, we can bring him back to third though.
He just had that play where the fan, 2 weeks ago, he went up to catch the ball and the fan interfered with him.
Yeah. I think he's technically playing left, but he's probably playing both.
Yeah. So
I heard Baez is playing center right now.
Dude, Baez is turning back the clock to 2016.
I love it, man. I love that guy so much.
So the 3 names that I'm seeing mostly for third baseman, Rafael Devers, because of the disgruntledness of
he
Devers.
Seems to be upset, and we need a third baseman. It seems to fit. Sure.
Here's the thing: he's upset because he wants to play the field, but they're like, "No, you're in a DH. We want you to just DH." Mm-hmm. It's the Seiya situation.
Now, what's their reasoning behind it?
They just don't.
They want to keep him healthy, no risk.
I don't know if it's that. I thought it was they value his bat over his fielding. Like, hey, you're a good bat. We want you in the lineup, but we don't want you to play the field because of mainly how we were looking at Morel, but he's way better than Morel at third base.
Yeah.
The other 2 that I'm seeing mostly are Nolan Arenado.
Oh man, Devers. I'm just picturing him in that lineup, man. That would be so good. I think Arenado out of our price range.
Well, here's the thing. Here's why I think people should stop talking about Arenado to the Cubs. No way the Cardinals, like, if we make that trade with the Cardinals, if it gets done, no way it's fair, and it's just not going to get done. You're not going to see the Cubs and Cardinals make a deal that will benefit the Cubs to win a World Series. It just ain't going to happen. We hate each other.
I think I agree with you because of where the Cardinals are, but if the Cardinals were bouncing around the bottom of the division, I don't think they're that petty. I don't think baseball owners are that petty. If it makes sense for both teams, and maybe it makes sense more sooner for one team than the other, I don't think they. But you're right. It's probably not going to happen because they're trying to make the playoffs as well. They're only one game behind us.
Yeah. So
like they could easily be winning this division right now.
The other name is a 30-year-old playing out west in Colorado, Ryan McMahon. So
interesting.
So you know me, I'm all hip and cool with the front office jazz.
You sure are, dude.
So looking at these three,
the only place you're cool.
Looking at these three contracts: Devers, Arenado, and then McMahon. Devers he's currently on a 10-year deal, which he is in year 3 of. So we would have him. Well, he'd be under contract until 2034 when he's 37.
2033. 34?
33 would be his last year of service. Nolan Arenado is in year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's in year 7 of an 8-year deal. No, year 6
probably
year 6 of an 8-year deal. Because he's got 26, 27, 2028. He will also be 37 when that contract ends. You have Ryan McMahon, who is in he's got 2 years left as well of a 6-year contract. He'll be 33 when that contract ends.
When it's over, really.
So the question is, if third base is the question, where do we go? However, Tim, hit the music, surprise entrant coming in here. Oh, by God, King. Look at that. We got a mystery opponent here. There's a fourth name that people are throwing out here, and I don't necessarily.
There's a second gunman.
I don't necessarily think this guy gets traded. The only way he does is if his team doesn't hook him up with a long-term contract. He'd be a rental.
Okay.
27-year-old Bo Bichette of the Blue Jays, who's on the last year of his deal.
Get the heck out of here!
He will be a free agent in 2026. Could he be the guy that the Cubs should target? Because if we want to, and we want to keep him, we could also keep him. The question is, would Bo want to stay long term with the Cubs, or would it be in a role as Chapman of literally giving up prospects again just to have that person walk after we win the World Series?
I don't think he provide. Good question. Just aside, I don't think he provides the same kind of value that Chapman gave us when we made that trade. But
different positions, different time.
Oh, Bichette? I've always liked. That would be really interesting. It would probably be kind of a similar package to the Devers trade. Mm-hmm. He's a little bit less talented, but still younger too. So, oh God, I don't know, man. That's got me thinking though. That'd be an interesting one. I might pull the trigger on that.
So
I might give up Shaw and Besteros for that.
I will.
That would be fun. A thing we haven't really considered. Is there a possibility we can move Swanee or Horner over to third? And then the middle infield a lot easier to fill than the corners.
I don't know. Has Swanson ever played third base? I don't think he has.
Probably not, because he's such a Gold Glove shortstop. But like, if those guys can't play any other infield position, then the one they
So,
are playing.
According
Seems a little silly, right?
According to Google, it says while he has played other positions, including third base, his primary position and current role with the Cubs is shortstop. So, like,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we all know that.
I don't know. Then it just becomes what shortstops are on the market.
Do you feel more comfortable being able to try to fill, or how about this? Let's do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
You switch Birdie and Horner. You put Horner at third. Birdie is probably, I mean, he already plays second, but he plays everywhere in the infield.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel more comfortable having like a kind of a question mark guy at second rather than third?
I don't want to have
Third's a more important position.
If I have to have a question mark guy, it's obviously second. Because look at that yet again. I'm going to go back to let me pull it up here. I'm pretty sure I had it right here. You look at that 2016 Cubs roster. Let me pull it up real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. Like, if we're looking at it, you've got Javi Baez was playing short. Chris Bryant was at third. They were like our lockdown guys.
Yeah, we had 23-year-old Chris Bryant. I mean, like,
never mind.
We weren't looking to upgrade,
dude. Never mind. We're forgetting one of the biggest names we got for that team, who was our main second baseman, Ben Zobrist. Like, we had lockdown at every third position, but if there was a position that I had to have like a revolving door, it'd be second.
Yeah, me too. So, I mean, I don't think it comes to that. I don't think they're going to especially guys that are established like Swanson and Horner. They're kind of, they got pigeon shit on their shoulders at those positions.
Yeah.
But it'd be a lot easier to plug and play second base than third.
Now,
maybe even short than third, but I don't know. It's just something I just thought of.
The other thing that I'm going to throw out there is, like, what other positions are we going to need to basically, because third base isn't going to be the only position we need. We're going to need to make trades all over. And one of the things I'm thinking about, Tim, and I'm going to say this, right? I don't know what the price would be, but starting pitcher, everybody and their grandmother is going to be talking about Sandy Alcantara.
Yes.
The Marlins suck. Right now, the Marlins on May 12th are 13-26. They are 4 games better than the Rockies, who are dead last. They are 3 games behind the White Sox, who are still dog water. Like, they're bad. They're bad. They're bad. So Alcantara on his contract has 2 years left after this one. He's got next year and then a club option. So if he's bad next year, we're not going to bring it back. We could let him walk in 2027 at 31. Or if he's playing well, we can keep him for that third year. However, Tim, I'm going to throw out a different name that is pitching quite well this season. Let me go ahead and pull up his stats.
Is that Arizona boy?
No, not Arizona. I'm going to read you off some starting pitcher stats, and you tell me if you would trade for this guy this year. So he's how old is this young gentleman? He is a 33-year-old, going to be 35-year-old, left-handed starter.
Very young man.
Right now, he is in 2025. He has started 8 games with an ERA of 3.15. He has pitched 45 2/3 innings. He has given up 16 earned runs, only 5 home runs, only 16 walks, has struck out 36 in 8 games, and has a whip of 1.117. Not lights out, but I would think serviceable. What do you think?
Did you say 58 innings in 8 games?
55 2/3 innings in 8 games.
So that's like pretty much an average of 7 innings a game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't got a lot of guys that do that.
Mm-hmm.
So So that's tick in the box for number one, tick in the box.
Mm-hmm.
A 3.15 ERA. We don't got a lot of guys that are pitching that low either.
3.15.
The whip is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I would. I mean, we are getting Imanaga back. It's like I would prefer a left-handed starting pitcher, just another one.
Yep.
But that's not a deal breaker for me. Yeah, it sounds good. Who's this gentleman? Who is this mystery gentleman? We're definitely gonna have on the podcast next week.
I'll give you a hint. He's pitching tonight. No, he's not pitching tonight.
That's not enough of a hint.
He is a last place team in the NL. So that gives you, he's either a Marlin, Rocky, or Pirate.
About him? Was it Kyle Freeland?
No, it's not Kyle Freeland. It's Andrew Haney from the Pirates.
Andrew Haney.
He's on my fantasy team. That's the only reason why, like, I've really been keeping track of him. He's on my fantasy team, and he's pitching really well. Sure. Like, if I take that into comparison of what Sandy's doing this year, Sandy's also pitched 8 games. In those 8 games, 36 and 2/3 innings. So Haney's pitched 9 more innings in the same amount of games.
He's for 20 more.
He's walked less. Alcantara's walked 21 batters to 16 for Andrew. Alcantara's given up 2 more home runs. And Alcantara has also given up 33 earned runs. Now, I know people are going to say, but Ricky, Alcantara plays for the Marlins. What? They're not that good. But still.
But that doesn't mean anything for a starting pitcher.
His Sandy Alcantara's ERA right now is 8.1.
That
8.1
statement doesn't work.
His whip is 1.636.
Jesus Christ.
The Cub game.
I think you found a gem.
So I'm thinking to myself,
flashing in my face.
I'm thinking to myself, like, is Alcantara the guy? Or and this is the thing, would the Pirates, who are that team that you were saying, oh, if the Cardinals were in the cellar, would they, like, they'd make a move with the Cubs? Would the Pirates make a move with the Cubs because, oh, we're in last, we got nothing to lose? And Andrew Haney,
and
Andrew Haney, I mean, after this year, he's done. He's an unrestricted free agent
on a team like the Pirates. You can see Matt Shaw starting every day, right?
Pretty much.
Well, not maybe because they got Brian Hayes, but I think he can play. He can play all over the lineup there. Sheesh. I think you got a fish on the hook there, pal.
So you think that's
a good idea?
You think that we should probably look at maybe the Pirates?
I think you could probably get him for less than you would give up for Alcantara.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's not that sexy name in that's floating around the league. You know?
The other guy, and this is to me, I know you said that this position of need has been knocked down. I'm only throwing it out there because I've seen his name thrown out there. Johan Duran, relief pitcher / closer from the Twins.
We're not getting Duran.
I mean, hey, we have the ammo for it. We have the ammo for it. The only problem, I'll be honest, not even is it a problem? Let me look. I don't see the Twins. The Twins are a 500. Like, the Twins are a 500 ball club this year. Right now, they're 21-20. They're 5. Like, the only saving grace for them is that they play in the Central. They're 5.5 games back, just over 500. Like, the Central is not the killers that they once were.
True.
Like, looking at other teams that are 5.5 back, you know what? Maybe I need to put some more respect on the Central, because the Rays are 5 games back of the Yankees. The Rays are 18-22. The Angels are in dead last in the West at 16-23, and they're 6 games back of the Mariners in number 1. So maybe I have to put a little bit more respect on the Central.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I should. I mean, it's not like the NL Central where between 1 to 4 is 3.5 games. Like, it's always like that with the Reds, the Brewers, the Cubs, and the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. But
The thing that gives me concern, then we can move on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is if we're trading for pitchers now, teams will most likely want pitchers for later.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of trade stock in that department.
Yes.
Most of our pieces that we are willing to trade are players and hitters.
Exactly.
So you might get what you get. You might be able to trade for I wonder if we're gonna have to give up somebody like Tyone, and then we're just kind of back in the same position that we were, having only 4 real starters on the team.
See, to me, it all comes down to, and this is my last kind of like thought.
Ben Brown, maybe Ben Brown probably is the guy of the starting rotation.
I wouldn't be against that though. I'd give it a thought. Is what I'm saying. And my final thought with it, Tim, you bring up a great point, but I'm gonna kind of flip it. If the Cubs are going to make trades to get this team World Series ready this year, we need to distance ourselves from the idea of that every prospect is untouchable. Because in order to get the pieces that we would need to become a World Series team this year, we're going to have to do what we did in 2016. A Gleyber Torres is going to need to be traded. A Daniel Vogelbach is going to need to be traded. Some of these prospects are going to need to be the next die for our World Series sins.
And I think that guy will probably be Ballesteros.
You changed your mind. You told me someone else before we started.
I was thinking Owen Cassie, but he's getting less sexy by the day. To be honest with you.
Oh, so you're saying... pardon me. I'm saying, I thought you were saying like the number one guy to trade.
You're right.
You're saying the Gleyber Torres is Ballesteros, the guy we don't want to give up, but we're going to have to.
Precisely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think what we were talking about before we started, what I was saying was, I think Owen Cassie is probably the most likely of our top 4 guys that we would give up in any kind of trade.
Yeah.
But I think the sexiest one from other teams' perspectives would probably be Ballesteros. Or, I mean, it would have been Matt Shaw if he didn't kind of shit the bed in the big leagues. But, again, he's 22 years old.
The one thing I will also say, and this is, in my opinion,
just don't give up my boy James Triantos. Leave that boy alone.
Well, the thing I was going to bring up is maybe we can get away with giving away one of our like prime outfield targets, maybe like a Alcantara. And the reason why I say that is, who did we draft last year in the 7th round that everyone's super hyped about? Ivan Brett Hauer.
Oh,
everyone's overreacting. He's going to be the next Aaron Judge, from what I hear.
I forgot about that.
But
I forgot about our Aaron Judge guy.
Yeah, our Aaron Judge that we have sitting there. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know down below what you guys think. And Tim, I just wanted to, before we close the podcast with the true segment, I wanted to do a quick little snippet here of Cade Horton. He was called up because of the injury to Shota Imanaga. He made his debut on the 10th. He didn't, I should say this, not first start. He didn't start the game. I believe Keller started the game, pitched an inning. Then Horton came in. He pitched a total of 4 innings, got the win and yet again, I now figured out exactly what my coworker was talking about.
I got the stat line for you if you want it.
So 4 hits, 3 runs, 5 strikeouts. Tim, I was talking to a coworker of mine who was saying that not starting him was a big brain move by Craig Counsell. And the reason why he said this was, instead of throwing him out there, huge pressure, you're playing the Mets. Let Keller go out there, pitches the first. Cubs get the lead. Now Cade comes in. He's now pitching with a lead. And the thing is yet again, rules are weird in the MLB.
So did Craig Counsell know they were going to get the lead?
Well, you're banking on it, but like if you start a game but only pitch an inning, you can't get the win. So basically how it was, hey, throw Keller out there. Cubs take the lead, take Keller out. Keller can't get the win because he's only pitched one inning. That means even though he wasn't in when the run was scored, all Cade Horton has to do is keep the lead and he gets the win. So it's like the not having the starting pressure, but having it towards like, okay, I helped this team win without having to start 0-0. I don't know if I'm completely behind it. It's all the thing about expectations and like working a young guy in. I don't know. I come from the old school. Like if you're ready for the show, I'm going to throw you in because I want a starter that's going to start. I hate this bull crap about, let's throw the reliever in for an inning and then have the starter go 6.
You don't like the opener?
I hate the opener.
The opposite of the closer?
I hate the opener.
Do me a favor. Will you look up the score of that game, the final?
6-5.
Cade. Okay, so Cade, I think I halfway agree with your coworker.
Okay.
I think there was definitely a certain effort to protect him. But I think it wasn't to bring him in like a long reliever with already a lead so he has the confidence and not have to worry about it being a tie game, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot more who we were playing.
The Mets.
We were playing the Mets.
Yeah.
And maybe they didn't want him to go out there and face the 1-2-3 of the Mets. Maybe they didn't want him to get rocked by Lindor and then Soto follow it up with another moonshot. And that would have rocked his confidence. I mean, they're kind of playing with fire, bringing him up. They got to really protect him as much as they can because these like you said, these kids today have really fragile egos and confidence. Can get shaken so quickly. Is it a big brain move? No, it's nothing. It's a move that is meant to look like you're playing 3D chess. But like I said at the beginning, how do you know you're going to score in the first inning? You don't. So that's not like he goes. Craig is not going. Yes, perfectly, right, just exactly as I planned it. I mean, it just doesn't seem something you could plan for.
So,
and if you are,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the one thing I was going to say is, it looks like the Cubs are going to do the same thing with him the next start, because after the game that Cade Horton got the win, I can't hear you, by the way. And Tim, it looks like we're back. Jump cut, technical difficulties. We're rolling. They're trying to keep us down.
They can't keep us down.
They can't keep us down. We're the voice of the voiceless, as CM Punk would say.
The cast is too hot. It's too hot.
So it looks like the Cubs are going to do a similar thing potentially with Horton the next start, because he pitched on the 10th. We had the 2 games that happened the 11th and now the 12th. Ben Braun is supposed to pitch tomorrow. Taillon's supposed to pitch game 3 against the Marlins. Sure. Game 1 against the White Sox has no one listed as the starter. So that tells me potentially they could be doing the same thing in game 1 against the White Sox. So Cade Horton could be coming in, pitching the second through on against that White Sox team on Friday.
And you know what, Rick? It doesn't bother me doing that. I think the only thing that if I had to have my druthers and pick something, I wish it wasn't Brad Keller, because he's probably our best reliever. I'd like to have him in the bullpen, not wasting him for one inning.
Yeah,
but whatever. Yeah, let him. If I don't get it, I don't know why they wouldn't just start him, but it doesn't really.
Maybe they decide to. Maybe they just decide to. Who knows?
Against a shitty team like the White Sox, you better.
Man, if
unless now they got the holy world on their side now.
Yep. I'm telling you, if we lose 2 of 3 to the White Sox, I'm gonna go nuts. But Tim, the last thing I want to talk about
real quick,
Go ahead.
Real quick, is it? Is it a 3-game series, or are we doing 2 and 2?
We're back to 2 3-game series.
We're back to 2-3. Okay,
we
cool.
We will
like
be
it.
playing at home this weekend, and then in the end of July we'll be on the south side.
At home, really though.
I mean, for the last few years they've won the cup off us because they need something to cheer about.
Yeah.
By the way, really quickly before we go on to the last segment, I saw on Instagram there was a caller that called into 670 The Score because White Sox fans are all up hot, too high for their britches that, the Pope's a White Sox fan. The Pope's a White Sox fan. Who said he was a Cub fan? The Pope is a White Sox fan. And this guy basically did a parody song where he's like, the Pope's a White Sox fan. Who cares? The White Sox are still a secondhand sports team. And it just made me smile. But let's go into the.
See how I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
One real thing, real quick. Did you see how quickly they found footage of him at the 2005 World Series?
Yes, they needed something to hang their hands on.
2 days later, there had to be some kind of facial recognition. How do you find that? I mean, to be fair, there's not many World Series the White Sox have gone to in the past 25 years.
Same as the Cubs.
I know, fair enough. But
we at least got on the door. We at least got on the doorstep twice.
Huh?
We've been to more championship series than the White Sox have in the last 25.
Yeah. That's something to brag about.
I mean, hey, if it wasn't for David Wright, we would have been back-to-back World Series champions. Am I wrong?
Was it David Wright?
Yes, it was David Wright and the Mets that killed us because I hated that world. I hated that. Nope, it was David Wright, dude.
Okay.
David Wright was having an insane postseason.
Yeah, you're right. No, are you sure?
Yes, it was David Wright. David Wright murdered us that NLCS. Absolutely murdered us because that was the year we didn't even think we were in the play-in game or the wild card game against the Pirates, and Arrieta had that great performance, and that just let us in. And then everyone's like, "Cool, we made the playoffs. We could be happy." And then we beat the Cardinals in the DS, and we're like, "This is gonna happen."
Yeah. I don't think it was David Wright.
It was David Wright, dude. I'm gonna prove you wrong.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna prove you right. It was David wrong.
Because I think it was that guy.
David wrong. No, it was David Wright in 2015.
I think it was that guy who was from Chicago, who ended up being a Cub the next year.
Nope. So in game one,
who am I thinking that?
In game one, David Wright went.
David Wright was still even on the team.
Oh no, I am wrong. It's Daniel Murphy.
Who was it? There it is. Thank you.
Who's not from Chicago, by the way. He's from Jacksonville. It was. Okay. Well, it was Daniel Murphy, not David Wright.
Murphy.
You were right, but wrong.
I knew it was. Well, I'm still taking it.
So yeah, because Murphy.
Victory lap.
Murphy was 1 for 4 with a RBI in game one. Was that a home run? Did you a home run in the first inning. Then he went 2 of 3 with 2 RBIs in a run in game 2, hitting another home run in the first inning. Then in game 3, he went 2 of 5 with another home run in the third inning. And then in game 4,
he was the Cubs killer that year.
And then in game 4, he went 4 of 5 in that game 4 with what? Did he not hit a home run? No, yeah, he did. In the 8th inning, hit a home run. But yeah, 4 of 5 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs in that game 4. You're right. I was wrong. It was not David Wright. It was absolutely it was Daniel Murphy. Daniel Murphy murdered us. I hated the Mets after that.
Did he not become a Cub the next year?
Daniel Murphy? I don't think so. Yeah, let me see real quick. Oh, no, there's a picture of him in a Cubs jersey. So he became a Cub in 2018, 3 years later. 2018, 2019. He was
doing the Jordan.
No, 2018 he was a Cub. 2019 he then went to the Rockies.
Yeah.
Was he traded from the Nationals to us? I believe we got him from the Nationals.
Oh, for Schwarber, right?
No, for Andrew Monasterio. Traded by Washington to the Cubs for Andrew Monasterio and a player to be named or cash. I don't think he did anything. He is Andrew Monasterio he was a third baseman, second baseman, and first baseman. He would play from the Brewers, currently on the Brewers. He's played
what's he doing now?
He's played one game this year. He's played one game this year. He played 59 games in 24 and 92 games in 23 for the Brewers. He is.
I also was thinking,
28 years
and this
old.
is going back. This is going back about a half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to point out, Ian Happ started his career as a second baseman.
Okay. Is that correcting me or you?
No, it's not correcting either of us. But if we were to maybe move some guys around the infield,
maybe.
Just saying.
So, last but not least, Tim, we're getting to that hour mark. So this first one back, is going to be a doozy. Going to be a long podcast. But I don't know how long this segment's going to go. So I'm basically going to phrase it this way because you and I were having kind of a similar thought. Right now, the Cubs are in first place in the NL Central. We are 23-18. We just beat the Marlins. Actually, did that change? I believe that might
we're
have
24.
Are we 24 now?
24.
I'm reopening my app.
And
we're
the Cardinals
24 and
are now
18.
23.
Yeah, I had to restart my app because I opened it while the game was still going on.
Uh-huh.
So we're 24 and 18. We are 5-5 in our last 10. The Cardinals are in second place. They are 23 and 19. They are 9-1 in their last 10. Tim, I'm going to use the clickbait question for you. You ready?
I'm ready.
Should the Cubs be scared of the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying we should.
It'd be stupid not to be.
Why?
If we paid them no concern.
Why?
If we weren't. Because that's knowing your enemy and playing smart baseball.
I'm not.
You always got to keep an eye on your shoulder. And I feel bad. I feel mad at myself that I looked up the stands today and go, holy shit, the Cardinals have crept up on us. How did I not see this coming? Because I wasn't looking. It went 9-1, like you said, in the last 10.
So
they just right on us, and we're pretending like they're nobodies.
When I'm
silly to do. No,
when I'm saying we shouldn't be scared of them, I'm not saying we shouldn't keep an eye on them. I'm saying I don't think this Cardinal team, is going to keep it up long term. I just don't see it. And here's why. You ready? So
I'm looking at a Cubs team that's taken a lot of hits with the injury bug. I'm looking at a team that's pitching staff is a disarray, and we don't know what to do about our lineup.
So
I lost my spot. Go ahead.
The Cubs in their last 10. The reason why we're 5-5, right, is the 5 games that we have lost, Tim. We lost game 3 to Milwaukee, but guess what? We won the first 2, so that's a win regardless. As long as you win a series, I'm happy. 2 of 3.
Can't complain. That's all you need.
Now, the San Francisco Giant series was a killer. Was an absolute killer, as the Giants are a 500 team on the road, and we won game 1. Game 4 was, or I'm sorry, game 2 was that extra inning game that we then lost 14-5.
That was fucking heartbreaking.
And then we lost game 3, 3-1. So like that series, that was just a hell of a game by them in game 2. But that didn't help. To the Mets, we took 1 of 2. We lost 1, lost 3. We win tonight against the Miami Marlins.
Yes.
Whereas, let me read you off the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The Cardinals are on a 9-game winning streak. But let me read you off who they've had to play, right? So, they played a home series against the Mets. where they lost game 1. Game 2 got rained out. They then played a doubleheader on the 4th, winning both games on the 4th. Then they played the Pirates at home. There's a reason why I keep saying at home, by the way. At home, they swept the Pirates. The one that mind boggled me, Tim, and this is going to be me venting a little bit. Paul Skeens absolutely fucked me on May 6th. I had the big brain move of the night that night. I had 3 parlays. Skeens 7Ks, Libidor 5. Skeens 7Ks, Libidor 6. Skeens 7Ks, Libidor 7. Guess how many Ks Libidor had in that game?
4.
More than 7. Guess how many Ks Skeens had in that game?
6.
6. He fucked me.
I gotta be honest, man. I'm feeling a lot of trouble feeling sorry for you when Skeens had a bad outing.
Well, he's on my fantasy team as well, so like I need him to pitch well. But the point being, they swept the Pirates at home. I digress. Then they played a road series, but who was that road series against? The Washington Nationals, and then they beat the Phillies on the road today. I'm sorry, out of those 9 games. The only one that I'm kind of impressed with, the Philly one I'm impressed with, because the Phillies, they still need to figure out the pitching that needs to wake up, but they're a good team.
And they seem to really be walloping them too.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, the Mets, I can look at that and say, hey, you took two from the Mets. But yet again, I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again. This is a Cardinal team that is 15-6 at home and 8-13 on the road. I'm sorry. When 9 of those games, like you're playing 9 games, you're winning 9 of your last 10. When 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are at home and 3 of those 5 are against the last place team in the Central, I'm sorry, I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed with that. And then, oh, by the way, oh, yeah, you won 3 on the road. Oh, Ricky, I thought they were bad on the road. You beat the Nationals. What, do you want a World Series trophy for that? 6 of those games were against the Pirates and the Nationals. Woo! Congratulations. You know what? We're going to make a trophy because the Cardinals beat the Pirates and the Nationals. They swept both of them. Deserve a trophy. Absolute trophy. Congratulations, St. Louis. You're the pride of baseball. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, they're America's team now.
God, get the rat's ass out of here trying to tell me that that's impressive. I'm just not impressed. This is a team that, by the way, they win 2 of 3 at home against the Mets. You want to know what they did against the Mets 4-game series in New York? You want to know what they did? Take a guess. They got fucking swept, Tim. Because they can't play on the road. They can't play on the road. And I'm supposed to be impressed with a 9-1 stretch where they had a dog walk schedule.
Well, you know, you're making some good points.
It pisses me off. I'm a Cub fan. I hate the Cardinals. They are the team I hate the most.
But you do have the stats to back it up, so you can't be.
I'm sorry.
For that.
You know what I am impressed with, by the way? You know what I am impressed with? Get this. You ready? So, 3-game series at home against the Padres, 2 of 3. 3-game series against the Dodgers in LA, 2 of 3. Now, yes, the Padres got our number. We lost 2 of 3 at on the road. But then, 2 more games against the Dodgers at home. We fucking swept them. The NL West can't stand the Cubs. We can't stand. There's only 2 things we fear right now from the NL West. You know what it is? Eugenio Suarez and the Giants. So the only ones that's gotten our numbers consistently. Like,
other than that,
I'm sorry.
Dodgers, fuck you, Padres.
Come on, man. Like, I'm supposed to be impressed with that when we've been playing the freaking NL West all year.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we played the Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks to start the year?
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Fuck, did we smash the shit out of the Dodgers also, too?
We did, like, except for the Tokyo series.
Played impressive against them.
Except for the Tokyo series. Oh, Tim,
Did we lose both of those?
Yeah, we did. Right. That was third year. I can't wait for June 23rd. Cannot wait.
I was just looking at June 23rd.
You want to know why, Tim?
Because you know where?
Because it's in St. Louis, too. Road. It's in St. Louis. Let's kick their ass in St. Louis.
It is? Fuck. You're right.
Yeah, no. It is.
When's the first season? What's the first?
The first. So
right
the first.
4th of July.
Yeah.
4th of July coming to Chicago.
But no,
baby.
This is what I'm saying. We're going to prove it. Here's the thing. Our strength versus your strength. We can win on the road. You can win at home, but we're better than you and we know it.
Interesting. I love the confidence. I
just get
You're getting me fired up, man.
Like, get the hell out of here, Cardinal. Like, oh, yeah, we're 9-1. Look at who you played. The Cubs could go 9-1 with that schedule.
Sure. Yeah.
Come on. Like, get out of here.
Hey, I don't think I can argue.
I'll be honest. I don't think there's a team right now. I know it's May. I don't think there's a team right now in the Central that gets me shaken. Oh, no. Doesn't get me shaken. The Brewers are mid. The Reds are mid. Like, yeah, they'll be. We're not going to win every game against every divisional game. But this Cubs team is good. No.
I think the Reds aren't as good as their record even says they are. The Reds are dog water.
By the way, you know what I learned from an Instagram reel about the Reds that blew my mind? Did you know that their ballpark and the MLB, whenever they have a game that starts 5:40 local for us in Central Time, the Reds get screwed for a half inning? Like, absolutely screwed.
You don't get to watch
in their own ballpark. No. What it is so at 5:40, especially at this time of year, the sun is setting at the right time where the entire left fielder, if a ball's hit out there, it's impossible to catch a ball because the sun is just plastered all over left. By the time the top of the first ends, the sun's already behind the stadium. The road team doesn't have that disadvantage. So literally, if they started the game like 20 minutes later, started at 6:00 instead of 5:40, that wouldn't be an issue. And the Reds apparently get fucked by it every single time they're at home and play at 5:40. Especially right now.
Just another thing that's wrong with that dog shit city.
Hey man, they got Skyline though. They got chili dogs, I hear. I've never had Skyline, so I don't know.
Who's ever heard of those?
Is it better than a Coney though? Right? Isn't it Detroit that does the chili Coney?
I think that's the same thing. Isn't a Coney dog a chili dog?
I don't know. The New Yorkers call it Conies, and then you got Detroit's got the chili. Detroit's got a chili dog, but then Cincinnati's got Skyline chili that they put on dogs. But theirs is mostly the chili.
They're probably all the same thing.
But but nothing's better than us. Nothing's better than our dog, right?
I gotta be honest, Rick. I don't eat much on my hot dog.
I'll be honest, I don't. I'll be honest. If you knew what I get on, I eat chili dogs. That's what I eat. So
I would get a little bit of sprinkle of some diced onions.
Okay.
And then I know I was gonna kill me on this one. I like ketchup. I like ketchup on my hot dog. Sue me.
I don't hate ketchup either. So all our Chicago fans have just left our podcast completely.
I think that is, it's deep dish and mustard only.
Actually, I have been a big deep dish proponent. I love deep dish, but I have kind of backed off on deep dish being the pizza of Chicago.
Of course not.
It is not the pizza of Chicago. It is the touristy pizza of Chicago. Pub style is the pizza of Chicago. Those squares,
tavern style, absolutely.
That is the pizza of Chicago.
Look at
slices.
Us. Now we're just making ourselves hungry.
Slices. Who needs slices? Get out of here. Give me the squares. I could eat like 20 of those squares in a single sitting. Yeah. Give me the squares. Give me the squares.
Paper thin squares. Yeah.
Any final thoughts on the Cardinals?
Well, that's gotta show you that we're at the end of our rope here when we're talking pizza.
Hey man. Food is great. Food is great.
No, okay, so yeah, I get your point. I'll still stick with what I said. Yeah, we still got to keep, but I think we kind of agree. You just got to keep you just got to keep looking over your shoulder. Make sure you keep them where they are. And when you have opportunities to jump up in the standings and create some distance, you gotta do that.
Everyone's coming for you when you're number one, right? Everyone's going to give you your best shot when you're number one in the division.
Sure.
Now I will say,
I just hope that we remain number one long enough to have that cocky kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Because, we have a bad series. Let's say we lose the next 2 games against the Marlins and the Cardinals pick up 2 games on us. Now they're up 1 game.
I'm confident in this.
We're not going to be looking as cute.
So I'll say this right now, the Cardinals are up. They're 9-1 in their last 10. We're 5-5. But one of my coworkers, Nick Johnston, giving him a shout out. He says that he has a saying that I absolutely love, and I'm going to use it here. You ready for it?
Tell me.
Water finds its balance. Right now, the Waves are in their direction because they're 9-1 in their last 10. We're 5-5. But guess what? The better team's always going to come out on top. Water's going to find its balance. Eventually, we will all know. I will say this, though. I would be scared of the Cardinals if they were the Tigers. The reason I say that is the Tigers are 15-5 at home and 12-10 on the road. They're a winning team on the road.
Animal too than a bird.
It is a scarier animal. Especially all those kings running around too with the Tigers, Tiger Kings. But that's going to do it for the Wrecking Crew. Guys, let us know what you guys think down below about anything we talked about today. Check out our Discord, MVP Discord down below. Make sure to check out our Patreon page as well. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, leave those comments again down below. Tim, great podcast. Love doing it with you.
Absolutely. As long as they're going to allow us to do this and they don't try and fuck us next week, we're going to see you next
cancel
next
culture
week.
Coming at us. But
they're going to try. They're going to try, but you can't keep your boys down. You can't keep the dogs down.
Can't keep the Wrecking Crew down. But we will be back next week, recording on Monday, posted on Tuesday. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you on the flip side. As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.